Well, I can hardly wait to put forth all the evidence we have collected on Dominion, starting with the fact it was created to produce altered voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez, and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes for purchase in other countries, including this one. It was funded by money from Venezuela and Cuba, and China has a role in it also.
Jesus Christ, Sydney. I think you're going to need to borrow my hat. Could these allegations be true? Is she going to show us any proof? I'm going to need this. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big question. Was there voter fraud? I don't know. Do I think sketchy things happen? Yeah. Do I have any proof? Not really. But why do sketchy things keep happening? For example, this week in Georgia, 2 different counties found 2 different memory cards. Then we added up the votes and ended up netting over 1,000 votes for Donald Trump. Why were those memory cards lost? And why did both of those memory cards benefit Donald Trump? Isn't that sketchy? Shouldn't it be investigated? Yes, and yes. Another sketchy thing that's happening in Michigan, Wayne County to be exact, 2 Republican canvassers refused to certify the election. Because of this, they were berated publicly, called racist, and their families were threatened. Then, they switched their vote and certified the election. Yesterday, they came out with an affidavit saying that their families were threatened and they want to rescind their vote. This actually is happening. Why? Why isn't anybody investigating? Why is anybody stopping it? But I know why you're here. You want the evidence from the big fish, the president's lawyer. So let's move on. Sidney Powell, great lawyer, former prosecutor, lawyer to General Michael Flynn, and now lawyer to the Trump campaign. She's a great lawyer and she has a great career. But the way she's been talking about the election and the election fraud is a little sketchy for me. She's losing me, I'm not gonna lie. The way she talks and then doesn't show any evidence. Take a look at this Fox interview she gave earlier this week.
We are on the precipice of, this is essentially a new American revolution. And anybody who wants this country to remain free needs to step up right now. These are federal felonies. Altering a vote or changing a ballot is a federal felony. People need to come forward now and get on the right side of this issue and report the fraud they know existed in Dominion voting systems, because that's what it was created to do. It was its sole original purpose. It has been used all over the world to defy the will of people who wanted freedom.
Sydney, at the outset of this broadcast, I said that this is the culmination of what has been over a 4-year effort to overthrow this president, to first deny his candidacy, the election, but then to overthrow his presidency. This looks like the effort to carry out an end game in the effort against him. Do you concur?
Oh, absolutely. And it's been organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the Kraken.
First of all, why is Fox News guy not pushing back? And second of all, did she finally release the Kraken? Not really. In her anxiously awaited press conference yesterday, she said this.
All over conservative media with the following story. This election was stolen by a collection of international leftists who manipulated vote tabulating software in order to flip millions of votes from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. The other day on television, Powell said of Trump that when the fraud is finally uncovered, quote, I think we'll find he had at least 80 million votes. In other words, rigged software stole about 7 million votes in this election. Here's some of what Powell said today about the software.
One of its most characteristic features is its ability to flip votes. It can set and run an algorithm that probably ran all over the country to take a certain percentage of votes from President Trump and flip them to President Biden, which we might never have uncovered had the votes for President Trump not been so overwhelming in so many of these states that it broke the algorithm that had been plugged into the system. And that's what caused them to have to shut down in the states they shut down in.
So many votes for Trump that it broke the algorithm meant to steal the election? Look, I want to believe it. I do. But can you show me something? Any evidence? A little spreadsheet? Anything? Tucker Carlson, who's been inviting Sidney Powell on his show for about a week, pointed out that not only did she not provide any evidence in the press conference, nor did she give any to his show, which, it's okay. Apparently, she hasn't given any evidence to the Trump campaign either. What's that about? Take a listen.
So we invited Sidney Powell on this show. We would have given her the whole hour. We would have given her the entire week, actually, and listened quietly the whole time at rapt attention. That's a big story. But she never sent us any evidence, despite a lot of requests, polite requests, not a page. When we kept pressing, she got angry and told us to stop contacting her. When we checked with others around the Trump campaign, people in positions of authority, they told us Powell has never given them any evidence either, nor did she provide any today at the press conference.
If true, that's messed up. It's also interesting to point out that Tucker Carlson, a gentleman and a scholar, has the highest rated ever cable TV show. So the question is, why wouldn't Sidney Powell want to go on his show, the highest rated TV cable show of all time, to plead the president's case? Food for thought. I see a lot of people on the right getting mad at Tucker and saying, oh, he turned on Donald Trump. But I don't see it that way. I think he's following the facts and following the evidence, and I think everyone should do the same thing. Yes, the left spent 4 years and about $30 million investigating Russiagate. Let's spend some time and some money and get to the bottom of this. I want to leave you with Tucker Carlson's ending statement. I think it's quite appropriate.
Why are we telling you this? We're telling you this because it's true. And in the end, that's all that matters, the truth. It's our only hope. It's our best defense. And it's how we're different from them. We care what's true, and we know you care too. That's why we told you. Maybe Sidney Powell will come forward soon with details on exactly how this happened and precisely who did it. Maybe she will. We are certainly hopeful that she will. What happened with the vote counting this month, and at the polling places in Detroit, and the polling places in Philadelphia, and so much else, actually matters. It matters no matter who you voted for. It matters whether or not you think this election is already over. Until we know the answers to those questions conclusively and we can agree on them, this country will not be united.
It's true. I hope she shows evidence, but at this point, I doubt it. So it looks like we're going to have to accept the Harris presidency. Do you think Sidney Powell is crazy, purposefully buying time, or legitimately waiting for the right opportunity to release the Kraken? Comment your opinion down below. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. See you next time.